This is a PI Advice Podcast.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, yeah. Episode 50. What's up? I wish I had more fanfare. I don't. I don't have more fanfare. That's it, guys. I could do one of these little, yay, we made it. Yeah, it took 2 years to get to 50, but we did it. Woohoo. Tech Tuesday. I wanted to do something super special, but I didn't want to just talk about news today. I wanted to give you guys some cool things that I had stumbled across that people were sharing. One of them, at least, was sharing from another Facebook page, and I was like, wow, everybody could use this at least at some point. Oh, at least check it out. At least I want you guys to check this out. But before we get into that, let's just start with the first one. So, again, Andrew, been a private investigator for 10 years, always learning something new. And I have a lot of duh moments, right? There are moments where I'm just like, oh, really, Andrew? You couldn't have figured that out, like, earlier? Well, there was one case in particular. I had found his Facebook profile, this gentleman, and he was Spanish, and everything on his Facebook page was Spanish. And I'm like looking through, and from what I could see, and I'm like, oh, I wish I knew what this guy was saying. Like, oh, this is useless to me. And then I brain fart. I'm like, oh, really, Andrew? And I realized that I could go to Google. There's other things as well, but Google Translate. And you could literally copy whatever's in the Facebook page, put it into Google Translate, and you could translate it to French or whatever, from Spanish to whatever. You can do whatever. You can do all kinds of cool stuff. But the main thing is I want to know what the guy was saying. So, I put it in there, I plugged it in, and he said absolutely nothing that helped my investigation. But the main thing was that I can always remember to go back to and check out Google Translate. And if there's somebody speaking in a different language on their Facebook page or a website, I can just copy it, paste it into Google Translate, and then have it spit out everything I want to know in English. So to go there, you can actually just Google Translate or go to translate.google.com. And it will take you to the page. It's really cool. I mean, Google's brilliant. I love them. They help out everybody in one way or another. This is just another way to help out private investigators. It's kind of a duh tip. If you didn't know about it, you think I'm brilliant. If you knew about it, you think how stupid I am that I didn't know it already. But here you go. Google Translate. That's my first tech tip of the day. You're welcome. A little news article here. Sprint is offering to give people, I think it's like $350, basically pay you to leave your carrier and come to them and then sign up for their family plan. I don't know all the details. I think this is going between April 4th, 2014 and May 8th, 2014. You're going to want to do a little checking on your own. And the only reason I'm not digging into this anymore is because I don't recommend Sprint because their coverage is doo-doo. But if you think differently, and maybe you're just in an excellent location, and maybe you've just been dying to get away from your carrier, maybe you want to look into this. But that was reported from Gizmodo. The reason I would say don't go to Sprint is because their coverage is horrendous, and it is not. I don't think it's worth your time. I don't think they would do you any favors. So that's why I would not recommend it. But of course, you're an adult and you can make your own decisions. Okay. Wow. I think I've totally just ran through 3 quick tips, and I wanted to give you more than that, but I'm not. 50 is going to be short, and it's going to be to the point, and you're going to love it. The last one, this thing I got is I actually found it on Black Star Internet Research Services, their Facebook page. I subscribed to it, or liked it or whatever. So anytime they share something, I see it. And the reason, what I just checked out before I actually started this podcast was Michael Horner, who is a regular. He usually comments on my Facebook page quite a bit. I didn't even know that. I didn't even put the two together until right before I started this podcast. But a very nice guy, always willing to comment and throw his 2 cents into whatever I post or whatever. If he likes it, he likes it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But anyways, he posts something very cool on his Facebook page the other way, and I just kind of saved it, and I said, we'll talk about that on Tech Tuesday. What it is if you do insurance investigations, and if you've ever had to do like a scene investigation, like an accident investigation where you've got like cars coming into intersections or, businesses or, where were the stop signs? The way I had to do it was I had this graph paper with very light blue lines. And I went down to Office Depot and I bought this, some rulers and this, was it a protractor? I don't even know. It's been so long. I haven't had to do one recently. And ones with different shapes, and I would draw stop signs and I'd draw the car and, whatever, the intersection, I would draw it out, and it wouldn't be to scale, but I tried to make it look pretty. Again, this is, I had to bust out with some artistic ability on these things to try to make them look good. And then when you copy the paper, so you take that, you've drawn on it with your pencil, and you've drawn out something really cool, and basically saying this is the direction here, and then they collided here, and this is what happened. Then you would copy it, and the blue lines would go away, and all you would have left is your drawing. And then you would, send it to the client, and this is your sketch of the accident. Well, I know there's probably accident investigation software out there. I don't do enough of the work, and I don't do enough of the work on my own business in particular to warrant any expensive software for this kind of stuff. But Michael Horner from Black Star Internet Research Services, check out his Facebook page. He shared a website, so I want to give him credit because I wasn't just like scouring the web and stumbled across it. He found it and shared it, and where you want to go for this website is accidentsketch.com. Now, from what I can tell, there's a free version and a commercial version, and I haven't dug into it that deep. I played around with it when I first saw it, and I'm like, oh, this is so awesome. And I'm going to probably try to do a video on it and just kind of give people the basics of how to use it, and I'm going to dig into it a little bit more. But from what I can tell, it's free. And you can actually build and sketch, and hopefully have like a picture, over here somewhere, showing you me doing this and making it look real cool. But it's you can, change the color of cars, and you can put like stop signs and then directions and skid marks on the tire. Like, oh, this is where the skid marks are, where the accident happened. And you can kind of show, the cars and the impact point. And then you could print it out. And you can even label the streets, and it's going to look all pretty, and you're going to put it into this accident investigation report. And I think the only thing is that for the free version, and I'm just kind of guesstimating here because I haven't done that much investigation into it, but you would have to fill out the accident report by hand using a pen or whatever. And I think you can maybe do more in the commercial version. I'm not entirely sure. And they've actually got some upgraded software that you could buy to, I guess, I don't know, stuff beyond my comprehension, because my investigations were never scientific. I didn't know how skid marks, how they, translate into speed and all that kind of stuff. I don't know that stuff. But I think they actually have software you can buy for that as well. But anyways, so go to accidentsketch.com. And pick English because it comes in different languages. I think it's German, and I think they actually have kind of like a demonstration video. But investigate it for yourself. If this is something you're doing, this might be able to help you make your reports look more professional. Take a look at it. If you buy it, I'm sure there's some kind of upgraded version where you can put your own logo on it and things like that. But check that out. I thought that was super cool. I mean, if you check this. just the way the software works and how just clean it looked. Much cleaner than my protractor, little shape drawings with my pencil. This is something you might be interested in. So that's it, guys. That is the 50th episode, the anticlimactic, halfway point to my goal of 100, which, let's see here. I think I'm looking at my goal. I have a goal board up here for all this stuff I want to do this year for the PI. Let's see. One of them is I wanted 75 podcasts. I think we could do better than that. I think we can do better than 75 this year. If we hit 100, that would exceed my dreams of podcasting. My soft goal is 75 for this year, which is only 25, so I should be able to whoop that. And to hit 100 videos this year, podcast videos, instructional videos, experiment videos, review videos. I want to hit 100 this year, and we should get there. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't. So that's it, guys. Thank you. I mean, if you're first listening to this, I know this is a short podcast, and as I said in some other podcasts, go ahead and check them all out. If someone new to the investigation world and want to learn about being a private investigator or what's it all about, go to podcast number 1 through like 7 or something, and then it just gets a little bit funner, and I sound a little bit better. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this. You can always go to the Private Investigator Advice website at privateinvestigatorAdviceHQ.com. I know it's long. I don't know what I was thinking. Or you can find my massive amount of videos on Google or YouTube just by typing into the search box Private Investigator Advice, and you will see my mug on there somewhere. And you can see all the videos I've done. And like I said, there's plenty there to see and entertain yourself with. And what else? You know what? I don't know. I think that's it. I'm going to make a loud bing here in a second. Oh, there it is. You're welcome. And I'll give you some outro music here. More on the horizon, guys. Thank you for all you guys' support and your contributions to the show. And your questions, and if you've written me and I haven't answered you yet, it'll happen soon. And yeah, that's about it, guys. So let me put on some outro music here. Yeah, boy. Thank you for listening to the 50th episode of the Private Investigator Advice Podcast. I really appreciate it. You guys take care and stay tuned for the next podcast. It'll be out, I'm sure, soon.